Hello there, my name is Honest Englishman and welcome to this honest overview of the Storm Javelin from Anthem. Now the Storm is a glass cannon death from above air support with a strong emphasis on area damage. It has great primer and combo potential, and in my opinion it's the king of CC. Because of this, I would say it serves as a semi-support role. It's powerful alone, but it really excels in a group. If you use this javelin, it's best to keep it airborne, because when you're hovering you get a damage reduction buff. It can be good to land to recover, but once you've recovered, it's often best to get back in the air as soon as possible. Flying feels all around decent compared to the other javelins. It has mid-range mobility and extreme hovering ability, and even has the ability to do a short, graceful glide before landing after a fall. Compared to the Interceptor has better manoeuvrability while flying, but the Storm can stay airborne for much longer. The evasion ability, or dodge, is a blink teleport. The Storm has access to 3 elements: fire, lightning and ice. Fire will set enemies ablaze, and when comboed with, will spread this fire to surrounding enemies. Lightning will chain between enemies and has reasonable area damage. Ice will do the most damage against shielded enemies and will slow enemies before completely freezing them. When comboed with, Ice will spread this effect to all nearby enemies. This area crowd control can feel extremely potent and can coat the floor with frozen enemies. My favourite combination is using an ice primer, such as Ice Storm, to freeze enemies, and then using a detonator like Burning Orb or Glacial Spear to detonate this combo. However, with a competent group who are coordinating, you could take 2 primers. The Storm has access to a wall to deflect incoming projectiles, or a Bubble of Quickening, which is an area that speeds up the skill recharge of you and your allies by 20% when you go through it for a short duration. The ultimate ability, Elemental Storm, rotates through the elements, through fire, lightning and ice. It's the ultimate death from above skill. It's essentially multiple mini-nukes that devastate large groups of enemies at once and has a short cooldown. The single target damage on it is okay, but it's best used against big groups. The Storm pairs nicely with a Devastator sniper rifle, as this weapon is very good against big targets like shielded heavies or bosses. The Storm somewhat lacks single target damage with their skills, so having a sniper rifle to take out those big guys is quite a nice benefit. Now for the downsides. Some of these downsides include being squishy, which you can reduce by hovering. As I mentioned before, you can get that damage reduction buff, but nonetheless it's still a squishy class, or javelin. It could do good damage on its own, but without a group it feels much weaker. It's a very group-oriented character. It can be fine on its own, but it definitely benefits from a group, especially at higher difficulty levels. Melee is more of a defensive panic button. It's not really designed for being aggressive. You want to stay at range as far away as you can, as often as possible. And it doesn't have as much single target damage as, say, the Interceptor felt like it did. It has its niche, and its niche is to be area damage and area crowd control. So in summary, if you want to rain death on enemies from above, then look no further. If you want a versatile master of elements who's the closest to a wizard-style javelin that you'll find, then look no further. I'd say this is probably the best option for people who enjoy the typical crowd control support. It's not completely the same as all other games with support characters, but it's the closest this game's got in my opinion, and if you like that kind of thing, I think you'll be happy enough with this if you play it in that way. And if you prefer just being at the back, that's another good reason to take this javelin. I hope this video was both informative and helpful for you in deciding whether you're interested in the Storm Javelin. If you like the video, feel free to leave a like. If you dislike the video, feel free to leave a dislike. And let me know what you think of the Storm in the comments below. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.